live.
Hey everybody, my name is Shawn Williams and I'm your host tonight for Collaboration Creatives Convention pre-event featuring my very good friend, television and film actor, Mr. Dean Aylesworth. Hello, Dean.
Hey, I'm Dean. Man, well done. Good introduction, Shawn.
Well, thank you, sir. So I'm glad you could be with us. So first of all, why don't you tell everybody just a little bit about yourself and some of the projects that you like to work on and things like that.
I'm an actor both in television and film, at theater as well. I like to think of myself in some ways as a producer as well. A collaborator. One word that really kind of encompasses me in what I do. I've been blessed to have played a number of roles in successful 90s and early 2000s television series. The first one being The X-Files. I played young Bill Mulder. That's Mulder's father in all of the flashbacks in season 4 and 5. And yeah, kind of very, very, very cool. And then from there, I went on to have the privilege and honor again to play a role that was already embodied for several seasons before I stepped into it, which was Stargate's SG-1's Anubis. Yeah, and from there, a struggling actor, doing whatever I can and whenever I can, and creating and collaborating. Really, yeah.
Yeah, well, I've known you for a long time, and I didn't realize exactly how popular you were in sci-fi circles. A lot of people love you in the sci-fi community. And also, too, speaking of which, I know we lost our good friend Cliff Simon just recently. And I was wondering if there's any way that you could tell us a little bit about how it was working with him, because I know you and he were great friends. You on several occasions that I've known, you've called him a big brother. You said that he looked out after you tremendously. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about that and how it was that the day on set when you worked with him?
Yeah, definitely a wonderful memory of. Well, he's fine example in everything that he did. He really was kind of, and that's what I mean by the big brother thing. I kind of looked up to him, but we were cohorts, and coming on such an iconic set, and him having been on there quite comfortably for a number of years, and I was also comforted by my friendship with Peter and with Michael and some of the other producers and directors of the show, and so with Cliff's just, I don't know, it's the twinkle in his eye. It always was, right? It was yeah. It's hard to kind of, he just accepted me into it so very easily and with no judgments. So no grand, is there's so many places when when you walk into something and he's playing this big role, this Ball, and he's done so many other things in the series with Ball, and he just he let me be Anubis, and he really just encouraged me just so very much. I can feel it from him, with his, you can see it, I think on camera, the scene and the whole, how much he was just so very much on board with the story and telling the story, and me embodying Anubis and him being on board, and that this should absolutely be freaking, without giving expletives, this should be believable, and this should be, because yes, he's not only selling it, but I'm buying it, and that's when I was like, wow, Cliff, I mean, like, that means a freaking lot, so.
Yeah, well, I know, he's definitely going to be missed by everybody. He worked with us last year for these events, and I know you said that he had taught you a lot, and he evidently did a great job because you went on to be in a lot of different series such as Supernatural, Arrow, Twilight Zone. So tell us a little bit about some of your appearances on those shows.
Well, I mean, Riverdale just recently, yeah, that was interesting because I confided in Cliff that I'd gotten this part before I could tell anybody anything, and I told him that there was this wonderful South African lady that I had met, and asked him if he knew her, and because it's just like us Canadians, right? We kind of all know each other. Well, he didn't know her, but he was just so very kind and yes, just so gentle with me about all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I from there, I kept going and keep going. Will continue to keep going based on exactly as he said. He mentored me that whole thing that I take from him whatever I can, glean from his example. That's how we did it, and that's how he taught me. He said, "Look, man, be an example." Do you know what I mean? Be this, and especially in the family of Stargate and within the fandom, right? Have reverence for that. Be this example, right? And not flippant or, you know what I mean? Don't be a two-faced. Really, I mean, that's who Cliff was, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what he taught me. At least that's what I've gleaned from all of the wonderful lessons. And he was Mr. Support, man, and that's what I want to be, and that's what I'm gonna be. And so when it comes to these other opportunities, I just Supernatural was like the coolest, man, just the freaking coolest. My audition was so easy, and so it was I'm sure you've seen it. So there was a hangman, and so I didn't know what to freaking do for the audition. I'm going, okay, well, what am I going to do for this? So I just went, and I hung myself, and I just did all this, and I used the whole, facial, all the colors and all this sort of stuff. Now, this is, of course, in the audition room when we were auditioning, which is not and hasn't happened now for the last year and a half. We're all auditioning from our homes. Do you know what I mean? My background is a big sheet usually, and I still use these lights, thank goodness, and all the stuff we've got here. But in the room and that audition and that kind of, it just sold it for them. And then when I walked in, man, I had so much fun because it was a late night shoot, and it was one of the other stars' birthdays, and they freaking ordered A&W with onion rings and burgers, and it was just so much fun and so easy, right? And they hung me up by this thing, and I have this full bodysuit on that I step in with stirrups and everything, right? And so I'm basically standing there on this hook that's behind my neck with this rope, and I'm doing the whole, and I got this rope thing, but it feels like a turtleneck. Like literally, it's that soft and kind of nice, and everyone's, and you I'm like, don't get me wrong, we're not. Well, yeah, maybe I am. It's just, I'm overselling it. Usually, it's always it's too much, right? So we had.
No, actually, I think you did a great job. You and Jesse Hutch, I think, pulled that off perfectly. It was a good scene to kind of watch you both spar with each other. So, and Jesse, a good friend of ours, he's like you, he's good at anything he does.
Yeah.
So, and also too, I know you got a couple of films in post-production right now. The Forefathers with, I know that's something that you're working on. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And
well, there's 3 more from what I understand, or maybe 2 more segments of this final project. We filmed the first segment of it, and the first 27 some odd pages of the feature film script. And it's been delivered to Amazon Prime. I think is that the right one? Amazon Prime. It's in the US and UK markets. I know it's not in Canada. The Forefathers, and then now it's just a matter of scheduling when we're going to do the next 2 parts of that story. Yeah.
Well, just keep us updated on those. I'm for one very excited about seeing it. And also, too, I understand that you'll be heading out soon to be filming a new series. that was just announced on your IMDb called Transcendent Realms. Is
Yeah.
there anything that you could tell us about that, or is it still too early?
I can tell you my dreams are coming true. It's yeah, it's it's my heart's desire. It's yeah, it's international exposure. It's drama, it's sci-fi, it's adventure, it's magic, it's it's yeah, oh man, it's just gonna be so great. Yeah, but that's kind of all I can tell you. I can't really tell you too much more. Yeah, I get right now. I've been guaranteed at least some life, some longevity, and we're about to go over to shoot in Europe, which is going to be the pleasure of my career. I have to say, it's an interesting journey and something I really look forward to. Hopefully, COVID doesn't stop me, but and nothing's going to stop me. Not with this dream.
Yeah, well, I know you very well and know you enough to know that nothing's going to stop you when you get your mind set on it. So,
Yeah.
I wish you all the best of luck with that. So, and then, maybe you could fill us in a little bit more on your actual main event that'll be coming up with our Comic Con. I know you'll be making a 1 hour Q&A discussion panel, and that'll be on Friday, June the 11th, at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 4 o'clock Pacific Time. So,
Yeah.
hopefully everybody will get to join in for that, and you can tell us a little bit more and, tell some more good stories about some of the shows that you've worked on. So I really appreciate you taking the time out of your very busy night to kind of hang out with us and stuff. And, anything you want to say before we sign off?
Well, I mean, just that extra, little love to, to the memory of Cliff, to, my sci-fi family, all of you guys. I reach out to you. I think everyone sees that. We all notice that, and I'm very grateful for the support. I want you to know that too, and I keep pushing to be better and to do better every day. So thank you again. Really, that's what I want to say for sure. Is thank you.
Oh, well, we thank you as well. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up, and we'll leave it at there. And like I said, just a quick reminder that will be on Friday, June the 11th, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Pacific Time. So we look forward to seeing you then. Everybody have a good night.